People have spoken, and the best type for starter is water. Better luck next time. What up, viewers? What up? What up? Calc Soups here, and today is Friday, November 18th, and that means it's time for a quick recap of the week video game news. We had quite a lot of games come out this week. The year is not over yet, so let's hop right in. First and biggest probably is the game launching today. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are here. Um, I have not been very excited for the most recent Pokemon games. I played a couple hours of Arceus and enjoyed the fact that it kind of taken a big step and expanded into like more. There just the game was a lot deeper. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that part of it. And then this game, because of how kind of Game Genic does Game Demic game. I forget what the Pokemon Company. Because of how their games get developed, like there's always kind of like two in the cycle, and so they don't really have enough time to bring the learnings from one game to the next one. And there's like an A, B, and A team and a B team. Anyway, that's a way of long-winded way of saying like I haven't been very interested in Pokemon for a while. I did enjoy um, Sword and Shield. I got to the end of it at least, which is more than I could say about any other recent Pokemon games. But yeah, I just haven't been looking forward to them as much. And the motorcycle Pokemon didn't really catch my eye. And the fact that it's got a 77 Metacritic, a couple of the critics are pretty harsh on it. They say that the game is the same as any other Pokemon game. So if you're looking forward to that, if you just enjoy Pokemon for what it is, then this is more of the same. But I'm kind of looking for that thing to kind of pull me back in because I've kind of opted out at this point. So if you pick up Pokemon, let me know which one you pick up, and yeah, leave a comment down below in the description or down below. Moving right along, the medieval murder mystery. Gotta love that alliteration. Pentiment came out this week. This is the in-house Xbox exclusive by Obsidian Studios, and yeah, I was reading an article today about how the creator was saying like without Game Pass and the fact that it's on Game Pass, this game wouldn't exist. I can kind of see that. I hear it's like a 8 to 10 hour experience. So it's a smaller, bite-sized experience, but it's got an 85 Metacritic, so it's reviewing really well. I would expect very good things from Obsidian. As someone who has developed a Fallout game, I love them very much, and yeah, I've been really excited. I played Grounded, enjoyed that this year, so they've got a really good track record, and I can imagine them making a murder mystery. I like the art. I love the art style of it too. The kind of like you know kind of biblical or like medieval art style is like really cool. Like how they have characters in the borders and stuff like that. And I think there's Latin in it too, so that could be kind of fun to see how that kind of gets implemented. But yeah, hearing really good things, and I have it on. I'll be able to pick it up on Game Pass and add it to my long list of backlog. But hopefully, I pick it up sooner rather than later because I hear it's pretty good. So I'm looking forward to that. Another game that I'm always excited about, me and my friends continue to play the Dark Picture anthologies and basically anything that Supermassive does. But the latest one, The Devil in Me, is currently at a 73 Metacritic, so not reviewing as well. But I usually don't look for the reviews on those. I just enjoy couch co-op and playing through a horror game with my friends. So I'm always looking forward to these. I read a book about H.H. Holmes, so this is kind of right in my wheelhouse and something on the top of my mind. So very much looking forward to The Devil in Me. I think after we finish up our As Dusk Falls playthrough, we'll be picking this one up. So I'm excited to play through that, but hopefully it's a little bit more bite-sized than some of the Dark Picture games or Supermassive games have been recently. I'm kind of looking for a one-night experience as opposed to having to drag out gameplay over the course of a month. But I digress. But yeah, looking forward to the latest Supermassive game, The Devil and Me, as part of the Dark Picture anthology. Actually, we got to go back and do Little Hope. But anyway, moving right along. Dead Island 2, the game we never thought we'd see, had an official release date of early February, and that has now been delayed. The game that has been delayed for a decade is being delayed just a few more weeks. So it moved from early February to April 28th. So just a few short weeks that we have to wait. I've already got my pre-order set up, so I don't have to worry about it. But hopefully we get to play Dead Island sometime next year because yeah, pretty excited for the potential for co-op. I think is something I've seen something about. So yeah, very much looking forward to Dead Island as well. Always a big night in gaming is coming up. The Game Awards are coming up, and their nominations were announced this week. And the winners, or at least the ones with the most nominations, are already out since we know the whole category. God of War has gotten 10 of them, which is pretty quick turnaround. I gotta say, I'm only like 10 hours in. The game's been out for like 2 weeks. So I mean, I guess professionals who have to do this for a living, I could see how they could make the time, but I haven't been able to enjoy the full length and breadth of God of War yet. So, but yeah, it's currently got 10 nominations. Elden Ring is right behind it with 7, as well as Stray. And those are all games that are nominated for Game of the Year as well, along with Plague Tale Requiem, Horizon Forbidden West, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I think it's mostly a competition between God of War Ragnarok and Elden Ring. I'm kind of leaning towards Elden Ring, but not to give too much away. But yeah, let me know what you think. What do you think is going to win Game of the Year? What do you think is going to win any of the other categories? And yeah, it's always a very popular time in my house. I think even last year, me and my wife just sat down and watched it. We treat it like we do the Oscars with, taking it very seriously. And we each have which ones, we kind of bet on who's going to get the most right and which ones we think are going to win. So yeah, it's always a good time in my house. I love watching the Game Awards for the awards as well as for all of the games that are going to be announced, which is always fun. Jeff Keighley gets a lot of developers to talk about upcoming games, so I'm looking forward to that as well. Something that was compiled this week that I thought was really interesting was just how many gaming related TV shows and movies that Netflix is working on. Article I read said that there was 15 projects in the works. From I don't have them all listed out here, but Assassin's Creed, they've got a BioShock movie coming out. They have and continue to have Castlevania. There's a Devil May Cry, Dragon's Lair, Far Cry, Horizon, Gears of War, Sonic, two Tom Clancy projects, and a Tomb Raider project. So yeah, it's crazy. Last of Us being on HBO and the Fallout series that I'm looking forward to on Amazon are one thing, but yeah, I'm just really surprised how big a bet Netflix is putting on content. I mean, I know that I feel like they're kind of hurting for content, so them kind of developing their own and doing something with a less risky, already has an established fan base. A lot of these properties already have established fan base, and so not really the biggest. Not I don't think it's the most risky, but these could also flop. So there's always that risk. But I think these are kind of safe bets. And I'm always excited to see more video game content. I've always kind of been the canary in the coal mine, saying that like I think there's a lot to be done with video game IP as far as transitioning it into TV and movies. So yeah, I'm excited to see kind of what Netflix has done, and I still have Cyberpunk Edge Runners on my backlog, but yeah, always there's just a lot of really cool content coming out, and a lot of it related to gaming IPs. So excited about that. Moving right along, we had a dev diary from Blizzard this week talking about some Overwatch content that's going to be coming, or some changes that are going to be coming in the next season of Overwatch. This one is particular about this dev diary was about progress and pricing and how it's not really where they want to be right now. I think that's something that'll come out in my weekend in my friend zone episode this week, where we'll be talking about Overwatch. But the price and the progress and how long it takes you to grind out the currency you need for both watching esports stuff as well as just grinding out the dailies and weeklies, and how many points you get for that, and how long it takes you to get through the battle pass. All of that is just kind of really hyper tuned up, I assume, because they're expecting a large fan base because the game's free to play. But for fans who are already involved, and it just feels like it's really a grind and a slog kind of like how when Battlefront 2 came out and it takes like 600 hours to get Darth Vader. It really feels like that. I think you get like 60 points every week, and then after 5 weeks you can get like one low tiered skin, and it would take you months in order to get the enough to get like the gold tier or the platinum skins. So yeah, I just think that is way too tuned, and the prices I think are all really low, like $20 for a single skin. I digress, and I'll get into it this weekend. But thankfully, Blizzard's looking into the price and the progress, and how much. Hopefully, we'll be getting more in the next season. League of Legends gets to add its name to the list of gaming IPs that have been converted into Nerf arsenal, or added to the Nerf arsenal. So yeah, Nerf announced this week that Jinx, her gun, I forget the name, I think it's just called Pow Pow. Her gun will be turned into like an actual physical Nerf gun, and you'll be able to fire. It looked like 20 or 30 Nerf bullets from the mouth of her shark gun. And it'll run for $170, so you can add that to the wall next to your Gjallarhorn and any of your Fortnite Nerf guns. Or I've got my, I don't know, can you see it? I can barely see it back there. My Mandalorian rifle. So yeah, I love like Nerf guns and playing with those. And I love that they're love the IPs and bringing that stuff in. So excited to see and potentially get my hands on a Nerf Pow Pow or Nerf Jinx, minigun. As far as upcoming games that I'm excited for that I saw this week, one of the ones that I saw was Surviving the Abyss, which was a Paradox game, and I always like Paradox because they do a lot of really cool strategy games. And this was a deep sea colony creator, so you're trying to create kind of like, imagine just being one level above Subnautica. Like rather than being first person, you're kind of zoomed out and you're trying to make a base and have it run and operate and keep the lights on, or else you'll be attacked by kind of eldritch horrors will come out of the deep sea and get you. So adding that element kind of really makes it fun, and I could see myself really enjoying like I said, I've been having this itch for like a base builder or a colony builder or a town sim or something like that. And having one that also has me fending off eldritch horrors, I mean, that checks a bunch of boxes for me. So I'm excited for it. And I'll have a link down below so you can check it out too and potentially wishlist it yourself. As for games I'm actually playing this week, if you haven't already jumped on the bandwagon for Frozen Flame, you should definitely jump in. It's in early access. It's a co-op survival game a la Valheim-esque, but it's a little bit more colorful, a little bit more of like a Breath of the Wild or World of Warcraft kind of art style. But you're still playing a Norse Viking-esque character and running around. I haven't gotten too much into the base building part of it, but the kind of role-playing part of it is actually really fun. You can really build your character into a specialization, and that just kind of makes it a little bit, I think it adds the extra layer I think that like Valheim is missing, is just like more character progression and more specialization, which I think a lot of people want from their co-op survival games, and I play a lot of them, so I not too much of an expert, but I can tell you that I am enjoying my time with Frozen Flame. So I'll have a link so you can check that out down below. But yeah, really enjoying Frozen Flame, and so if you're looking for any tips for if you pick it up this weekend, I'll have a link to an article that will gives you kind of 10 tips to kind of get you started with the day, get you started through getting through kind of the first zone of the game. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. So take that as you will. And last but not least, do yourself the favor of checking out Dave Bautista's audition for Gears of War. He's fighting really hard to become Marcus Phoenix in the upcoming Gears of War movie, and so that's what series. That's what he wants to do. So I can think of probably no better person to represent like Marcus Phoenix. You're looking for a big, tanky, big, muscly dude, and I think he would do an outstanding job playing Marcus Phoenix. And I think even last week I was making fun of how it'd be really hard to represent Gears of War on the big screen because these characters are so massive and big, and they're just always, I think it's somewhat of a meme of like just how big and bulky all of the characters are in human proportions. And I mean, speaking of inhuman proportions, add add Dave Batista to it. So yeah, I think it's a really cool. It's like a 30-second video, but he actually like has some armor that he puts on. So I support Dave Batista being Marcus Phoenix in the upcoming Gears of War movie, and I hope you do too. You can check that out in a link down below. But that's it for this week. Let me know if you feel I forgot anything down below. But as always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this content. If you do, please follow, like, and subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitch so you can see more great content like this. I'll have links down below in the description. Thanks again. I hope you have a super day. I hope you have a super weekend. And I hope you have a super day. Bye.